India's National Security Advisor Ajit Doval would travel to Beijing this week to meet his Chinese counterpart Wang Yi, who is also the special representative, like Ajit Doval, to take forward the directives issued by their respective leaders, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Xi Jinping, during their bilateral meeting on the sidelines of the BRICS summit in Kazan in October. During that meeting, both the leaders had agreed that after the disengagement of troops happen on the line of actual control in eastern Ladakh, the next steps would be decided by the special representatives. This mechanism, which had started in the early 2000s, has been the forum in which all the outstanding issues between the two countries are discussed at the strategic level. Now, this had not taken place, these talks had not taken place for the last 5 years. The last talks were in December 2019, and since then, because of the tension on the line of actual control, the two representatives, special representatives, had no reason to meet because the tension was very high between the two countries. But now that the leaders have agreed to take forward and find a solution to the recent tensions, the two representatives have their task cut out. The first step in the three-step formula that India insists upon on the line of actual control of disengagement, de-escalation and de-induction has been taken. But the other two steps are remaining, and perhaps that will be the main agenda. The Chinese would also want to insist on getting the access back for their right to patrol up to certain points in Arunachal Pradesh, which have been denied to them by the Indian deployments ever since tension broke out in the summer of 2020 in eastern Ladakh. All of us are aware what happened in Galwan on 15th of June 2020, when India lost 20 soldiers, China's unspecified number of fatalities on the Chinese side, and of course the eyeball-to-eyeball confrontation between the troops of both sides continued for a long time. Finally, disengagement has taken place at various friction points. But these friction points are just the first step, like I said, in the 3D formula that India wants implemented. The other bigger things that the two special representatives are likely to talk about are the issues of how to look at the trade deficit, which India has, a large trade deficit with China, and what could be done to reduce it, and that China should not be using that as a strategic weapon is something that India is likely to stress upon. They are also likely to talk about the global situation, and India will speak not just about what its stand is in the Russia-Ukraine war, how it deals with the United States, which is one of the main grounds that the Chinese have, that India is now fully in the US camp and therefore cannot be trusted. Whereas India has insisted time and again that India has its own independent foreign policy, and China must deal with India directly without bringing in the shadow of the US or the Western intervention or Western relationship with India. And India's relationship with the West and the United States in particular should not impinge upon what India does with China, is what Ajit Doval is likely to emphasize on. There are other outstanding issues, there are other wrinkles in the relationship which is likely to be discussed, but the outcome perhaps may not be shared fully, even when the talks take place, and there will be photo opportunity for the two special representatives this week. But at least now the two sides have begun talking. There have been lots of back-channel discussions. Patrolling has resumed in Depsang and Demchok from the Indian side, which was one of the main impediments in restarting the special representatives dialogue. But eventually, the two leaders will have to take a call on how to break the cycle of talks, no talks, good relations, bad relations between the two countries. If they have to attain their respective objectives about developing their own countries in various fields, especially doing economic development for large populations on both sides. We'll have to wait and watch what outcomes are shared and what outcomes actually happen in this meeting. But it's a start, and it's a start that was awaited for a long time. I'm Nitin Gokhale.